everyone. My name is Allison Daza, and today I am getting ready to go to Italy. You know, I am a business that is trying their hardest through my practices to not degrade or overuse natural resources or any type of resources. And so I'm off to Italy to learn from 4 or 5 different interesting scientists and chemists about what Davines does to make the world a better place. I'm very inspired by nature and like it around me all the time. And about 3 years ago, being inspired actually by Davines, I ended up going back to school and have been taking horticulture and some different sustainability courses in science and also in studies. So I've been really interested in talking to you about all the different plants that are here.
So my name's Dr. Jackson, but my friends call me Simon, so please call me Simon. I'm a pharmacognosist, and nobody's ever heard of it, so don't worry. But basically,
say that 3 times.
Yeah, so pharmacognosist. So pharmacognosy is the study of natural products, so natural ingredients used as medicines, and I have been studying it for about 31 years now. I've lived all over the world, and I've got this fantastic scientific garden to play with, so I'm very happy to be here and show you around today. One of the nice things about Davide and the Belatti family is they really wanted the scientific garden to inspire the scientists. It's actually quite powerful because we're actually presenting some of these plants that people see day to day, but they don't really know what they're used for or what they can be used for. So for me, this is a fantastic open-air laboratory that we can actually pass on the knowledge to the next generation.
And then possibly use in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we use this as a place to actually source small amounts of material that we can then extract in the labs. So depending on which plant you're looking at, depends on what technique you use to do the extraction. So for example, this one would be an essential oil, so we'd be looking at a steam distillation. Okay. So it's a very simple technique where you just boil up the biomass and then you extract the steam and then you condense the steam. And obviously oil and water separate, so then you can separate the essential oil. So what's really interesting here at the Davines Group is we're really starting to go back to traditional ways of extracting. We talk about green extraction technology and green extractions. It's really about not using solvents or harsh solvents, which can be very toxic, obviously, to the environment, but using traditional ways. So for me, as a pharmacognosist, we're going back to traditional extraction methods, which is fantastic. But for the consumer, what you're getting is a more potent extract and a more potent actives in your products.
I've been noticing how everything is this 360 degrees. You know,
Absolutely.
like you are all working together.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, it is one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic team, it really is, and fantastic people as well. But what's really nice is you can probably, after the few days you've been here, you can see how it's all connected. And I guess my role is the connection between the plants and the laboratory, is to kind of make that connection. But it's also about education, so that's why I'm really pleased to meet you. And you've got great glasses as well.
I love yours also.
So this is called Achillea millefolium. The active ingredient in this one, though, what we're interested in is it's very good for the skin, for wound healing, which is very good. So this is the first ever EROC grown, ROC certified ingredient grown within the Davines Village that we're extracting here, which I'm extracting with the team, and then we're putting it into a product. We started the extraction of Achillea earlier this year, and we've perfected the solvent system, and then we're putting it into a We Sustain Beauty product for next year, which is really exciting.
It's very exciting. I heard that in a spoonful of soil, there's more organisms than all the people on Earth. Is that true?
Exactly. So that's a complexity I'm dealing with, or the scientists are dealing with, to understand what they do. But that's the biodiversity we are dealing with. And if you use chemicals, that the biodiversity is going to go down drastically.
Would you say this is a farm, or would you say this is a center? How would you describe where we're at?
I would say this
is
a research center, yeah. Research, education and dissemination center. So I decided to come. I am a scientist, a soil scientist. I came back to Italy to have an impact, a positive impact, reaching millions of people around the world and promoting the regenerative organic agriculture movement. The link between cosmetics and agriculture is the soil. A healthy soil produces healthy plants, which can be used then for the agri-food industry, for the textile industry producing fibers, or for the cosmetics industry producing regenerative organic active ingredients. So one of the principles of regenerative organic agriculture is to use cover crops. Cover crops are plants that we plant during the autumn. They grow a bit through the winter, but the function that they have is to keep the soil covered. So that's good against erosion, but also they already create a structure in the soil with the roots. So the roots are interacting with the microbial community, with the macrofauna in the soil. So there is a structure, and then in the spring, when they flower, after they flower, you can chop them down, and you can incorporate this green biomass into the soil.
As green fertilizer.
And it's very important, because you add organic matter to the soil. One of the big problems, challenges with regenerative organic agriculture, it makes sense. You create a type of agriculture which is more resilient, but the key issue is to convince the farmers to do it. And there is a transition, which is called, I can call it agroecological transition between conventional, intensive agriculture to regenerative organic agriculture, and it takes a few years. Then the pesticides and the herbicides, it's so easy to apply them and get rid of the weeds, but year after year, then you create a system which is less biodiverse, the soil is degrading, it's polluting, it's becoming harder, and you enter this kind of vicious cycle because the soil is getting more and more vulnerable. And to help it, you apply even more synthetic fertilizers. So basically, without humans, the system is not able to continue itself.
Right.
We need to promote this kind of knowledge and mindset to then have an impact also on institutions, policymakers, to do the right thing.
As a hairdresser, and working with the Davines brand, regenerative agriculture has become a huge part in my lifestyle, primarily too with different ingredients and things that are used within the products. I guess my curiosities are the evolution that's happened within Davines and keeps happening from the sustainable resources, raw materials that we got at one time, and are still using, but now starting to focus in on regenerative agriculture and how that works with you guys, with the color and styling space within the lab.
The first focus was to move some natural organic ingredient and to create the first regenerative agricultural ingredient for cosmetics. So we are pioneer in this field, and we are very proud of that. But in these last 2 years, we work very closely with Dario Fornara and Simon Jackson in order also to introduce the regenerative agriculture in our product.
I love that you said that it isn't, it is the science aspect of it and the technology aspect of it, but it is that sustainability aspect of it also.
Exactly.
It's so funny. I always thought about myself more as an artist than as a scientist, and the more I learn about the tools that we're using, meaning color, the hair products. The more I learn about really what goes into making them, the more that I do feel like a scientist. This was definitely one of those items, I guess I could say, that I wrote on a list in an envelope in my office. A dream to be part of something that is bigger than myself. I'm in a little community college and I got to speak to all these interesting scientists, a soil scientist today, and I got to speak to, chemists today, and that they talked to me like a real person and helped me be able to understand what all of this means and how much goes into the care of a brand that I really believe in. Where are you taking me now?
I mean, I'm taking you just over the hill where the Barbera grapes grow. So it took 4 years to have the property that you are seeing now. Oh yes, I mean that's how it is. And it's basically Monte Roma, so it's the hill just over the old property, where hopefully we will have a better view. My father came over these hills, he fell in love with this place and decided to leave everything and then starting out this winery from scratch. He was lucky because he had the insight to go right after the organic approach in years where organic agriculture was not so common. We're liaising with Davines. They were looking for grapes, and especially red grapes, that were able to meet with very high standards in terms of what can be done to add value to their products in the more sustainable way. It turned out that our Barbera was, the preferred one. So at the end of the harvest, there is a part of the grape that is simply left over, or that would be left over because it's not used into the cycle of the wine production. So instead of using that or leaving that over, that was reused to be put into the Davines product.
Since we're calling the grape with We Sustain Beauty an activist ingredient, what does that mean to you, and how do you feel hearing that something that your family grew is such an intricate part in this company? Yeah.
I mean, it's an honor first. It's something that you find difficult to with the actual understanding of that. It's something so huge for us. Okay. So even having this conversation with you coming from overseas, so it's something that we wouldn't expect in any of our dreams. So our commitment to keep all these natural and keep to let the nature do much of the job in the most natural way is something that is strengthened or enhanced. It's something that gives us trust over the future, basically. So this gives me the opportunity to be especially thankful because first Davines and his own staff drink our wine, so they buy that. They come over to the winery for some evenings events, so they are really close to us also. For us was key meeting Davines, because otherwise we wouldn't have taken the regenerative message as seriously as we should.
I feel happy. I feel really inspired and good that there are people in the world trying to do bigger things that are bigger than myself. And then I met the people. And when I met the people, that was what really turned me on to the idea of wanting to know more. What's next for me? God, I don't know what the future holds because I never even would have seen myself here doing this. So I have no idea. But I know that the options are limitless and that if I just stay with what I'm doing and continuing to grow and ask questions that, ask me that question in a few years.